A few years ago, I saw an interview, a talk with a nurse. She's been a nurse for 40 years. He's saying more and more I'm seeing doctors try to persuade terminally ill patients to be taken off life support. And I've known doctors to withhold information from patients and sometimes outright lie to them in an attempt to do this. And I know some experiences myself. My sister-in-law, her father had a stroke. And he was not very alert, but he was conscious. And the doctor told it was permissible to take him off life support. I mean, sometimes he made sometimes he would speak. He liked pumpkin muffins. She would break it. He could chew and swallow. He was doing very conscious things. I find it hard to believe that was legal. I know another woman, her mother-in-law was in hospice care, and a doctor asked her if she wanted to go on comfort care. She said, okay. So when the daughter-in-law visited, she realized what happened. They had taken her off all medications, including her diabetes medication. And she was furious. Said, you put that back on her right away. And when she's healthy enough, she's coming home. She was in a hospice on North Main Street. She said, and I want a child care nurse, not a hospice nurse. And the doctor said to her, well, I figured, she's not going to last long. The sooner she goes, the less suffering will be. And she said, really? And what made you think you had the right to make that decision? Because the mother-in-law had no idea what was going on. She didn't know by comfort, make her comfort, not mean they were trying to hasten her death. Okay? The nurse said, you're seeing more and more this kind of happen all the time. And like in Oregon, in the 20 years they've had this, 1,275 patients have been had physician-assisted suicide. Only 62 have been referred to a psychiatrist to see whether they're competent to make the decision, what their mental state was. They really have no way of knowing if the doctors are complying with this. And 22 doctors have reported not to be in compliance. There was no penalty done. And what's to prevent a doctor from giving someone an overdose of morphine? And then putting something else on a death certificate. And not only that, but
That's too
in
much.
Oregon, it's illegal to list an overdose, a drug overdose, as a cause of death.
Your time is up, sir. Could you conclude with your statement?
They've had more experience of this with the Netherlands than anywhere else. Most of the people there who euthanize have done so without their consent. A doctor has a right. If a baby is born with some kind of he can refuse not to do it. A person is defective in some way, and nothing anybody can do about it. They're doing things the Nazis were doing with their euthanasia program.
Excuse me, your time is up, sir. Thank you for your testimony. Father?